Hello, and welcome back to Encounter Proposal, the podcast where two friends make a hypothetical tabletop game one misstep at a time. As always, I'm your game master Kyle, of course, joined by a very own critical failure.
Hello, it's me, Will. I've actually been failing recently.
You have been.
My job was to keep this on the rail.
We're on the rails. Actually, we didn't talk about
We
Barbie
talked we
dolls.
talked about goddamn Morkborg and the Swedish Chef for about 20 minutes of the last couple of
Oh my
episodes.
god, I meant to show you. This is going to be a call forward. This is a
No, this is a
secret.
callback. Callback to the last episode where we talked about the IKEA game. How are you this week, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I finished my Tales from the Loop slash Things from the Flood campaign. That was fun. That was my RPG week.
Yeah? How did that go?
Yeah.
I know you're excited
Pretty.
about that, so
I've been so excited to play that system. Amazing. I think I've been running it for about 5 weeks now with one break, and it's so good. It's such a great little system that is, from like the feedback from my players, amazing at telling stories. Like, it's so good at telling like interesting rough stories. Tales from the Loop is set in the 80s, and then Things from the Flood jumps to the 90s. And the 90s, like, as you grow up, things get like darker, and you get like a worse sort of outlook on certain things, and you can die. And so that sort of brings in the kind of change
I love
that you.
escapism.
Yeah, like one of the backstories is so one of the main things to help you write out your character is that it gives you like flaws to work with, and some of the flaws are like, oh, I've never been kissed, and then one of the problems that your character
Right.
has is like, my stepdad hits me, and it's so like left
Christ.
field, yeah, but it's an interesting way to like.
It helps you handle it well.
Yeah. It's a really good solid system. It's really strong. Like it's a really interesting way to like look at those sort of things. We didn't really get into it, but like one of the pre-written adventures in the back of the book, I sort of modded a little bit, and it gets quite dark. Like it mentions like, oh, kids around town are like going missing, and that's something that, like, if you want to get into, talk about it with your players first and make sure they're okay with like some of these things. But it got pretty dark for us, but great system. I really recommend it. It is so simple to get into and understand, but you can really dig into it and get some really good stories out of it if you really give it a go.
Because some of these
How
things is
about
really, really good creative springboards, you know?
yeah. Like Mothership showed up this week. I bought that. That's been very fun to read. That's very interesting. How about you? What have you been up to this week?
I've not actually been up to that much. I'm running this week, so I'm running my main campaign. Um,
Yes.
and it's a lot of like sports, so I've been
Mm.
trying to figure that out. I can't say too much, but it's been a bit difficult because obviously when you're using a tabletop system to solve problems, it's all kind of the same puzzle, just with different words, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
so you
There's.
can be as creative as you like, just within those kind of constraints. So I've figured some stuff out, and that's been really fun. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the like behind the scenes stuff of DMing is really quite rewarding in that kind of sense. As long as it works, it might not work.
There's a like football mini game in Icewind Dale if you wanted that.
I could see that. It looks nuts.
It's I meant to put it in our Icewind Dale campaign, but I never got around to it. It's very interesting,
Our Icewind
like
Dale
how
campaign
they.
is very dark. I don't think we have time to stop and kick a ball about.
No, not really.
I mean, we could. It could be a bit like a World War II truce.
That's true. What are we here today for? We have been so far behind on actually developing this little game of ours. How are we how are we feeling?
How are we feeling? I think
Yeah, what are we thinking? How
what
are we
we've
feeling?
got, like solidly, are
Mhm.
the player classes, the player races, the available races in the world, and the against essentially style guide the genre and the feel of it, which
Yeah.
is a lot, but not a lot for like a couple months. But we have been, there's the bullshit riffs are also important.
Yeah. I think if we stay on it too, the way that I've been looking at it, if we stay on it too long, we're gonna get really stuck. Like I think
It's a
breaking
narrative tool.
away.
It's a framing tool,
Yeah, exactly.
but also we do want to do it. Um,
Yes.
yeah. I don't know what you wanted to discuss today. I was kind of interested in figuring out what we do between like fights because obviously we've established um, the sort of squares system for when you're using abilities, and that makes a lot of sense within like a turn-based scenario.
Yeah.
But conversations aren't turn-based, and like life isn't turn-based outside of fights. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
Especially at a table. So I like that we know how our like crit system works, and we know that we want some classes to struggle to lie or like struggle to be like casual in conversation, and some races like the toad people are friendlier. I just wondered
Hmm.
if how you wanted to do interactions outside of combat.
Um. Hmm. I always struggle with this because I think I tend to run them quite similarly every time. Like I've sort of got a groove for how I want to do it, and I like not combat stuff because I think they're much more or they're much less structured. I find it very easy to sort of free flow and just go my own sort of way on how I want to do things. Are you talking about, I guess before I get into that, are you talking about like problem solving outside of combat or just
Just
existing outside of
Yeah, it's
combat?
just existing outside of combat. It's like obviously you can write a puzzle based around the stats and the skills that we've given, and
Mm-hmm.
the choice of our three stats was very intentionally done so that it's not like punching, kicking,
Yeah,
kissing on the lips. It's like
rearranging
any mental
furniture.
task, any fantastical task, or any like physical task.
Okay then. Okay. I think that will come about with how you structure your games. So the way that I would see it is that we're kind of basing them off of like Brothers Grimm style fairy tales.
Yeah,
So I think those issues are usually very like grandiose. So the way that I would go about it, or the way that I would suggest writing a game in this tabletop, is the first thing you do is pick your like fairy tale. So, for example, if you were gonna do like Little Red Riding Hood, have certain people in town replaced by werewolves, and have the big bad be affecting like a whole area. Have it be like a an area effect spreading across like a whole sort of
so your advice in written book form would be like take a known fairy tale story and apply it to an area, like make it affect larger than it is, if that makes sense.
yeah, have it like
Because I think we
yeah,
could have rules on like how you twist a tale, so it could be like maybe you could make there more than one type of that monster, make that monster a species, or maybe rather than going after a princess, they're going after maybe like flip the roles around like Wicked, or you could have
yeah,
rules on how you twist the stories rather
yeah,
than having stories.
that's how I would go about it. Yeah. Instead of like going about it like that, I think the way that it's because I think everybody's got a different writing style, and I would stress about telling people how to play a story. But the way that I've sort of envisioned this system is that you've got your idea for your big bad, but don't have it be like, oh, you're in like fantasy village and they are up in big castle. Have it so that they have like already affected this land that your character's going to be playing in pretty greatly, so that they can like slowly sort of see the effects of the villain sort of at play. Like again, I would play uh werewolves like the card game Werewolf,
Yeah,
where it's like you don't know who around you is a werewolf, but they're all working for the same like big bad werewolf, you
I
know?
think I'd say on that, like they do it in Die, where it's like look at the actual like origin of the word that you're using. For
Hmm.
Die, where they're like use a minotaur. What does amaze mean? Where do mazes come from? What's amaze in the mind? I'm like that's cool, but that's not what we want for this. What we kind of want is look at how wolves are used in these stories. Could they all be the same wolf? For instance, could Little Red Riding Hood's wolf be the big bad wolf as well? Could you be using, as you say, werewolf from the other board game, like parody that? You know,
Yeah.
like look at it on a different scale than it's originally written. So right, maybe rather than maybe you're right, rather than having like a set world, there's like ways to twist fairy tales. Like we don't give we give some examples of them as like one shots and like a campaigny thing, but for the main writing advice would probably just be these like prompts.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd see it as like creating your own grim version of a fairy tale, or like any sort of childhood story, you know? It's kind of
Yeah.
like that's how I would run it. That's how, like, if I was going to write a game like this, which I it's how I write the Fae. We've got into that now.
Yes, we've got into the Feywild in Carl's campaign, and
Yeah.
I'm still a little confused. But I've expressed this. Where I'm
Yes.
like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still getting to grips with it because I've only like witnessed the thing for a short period of time. It's very clever,
It
but I just have to get my head around it because it's like
it's tough. I'm worried it doesn't make sense. I'm
no,
always
I'm sure
worried
it
to
does.
bring stuff to
It
you
feels like trying to
because
figure out Inception. I'm like I'm gonna get there, but I just need to figure
you
out the rules.
you have such a like literacy brain. Like you understand all these things so well that I feel so like intimidated to bring some stuff to you because I know that like if I bring it to you and it doesn't make sense, the whole thing crumbles.
But
And
then I can
it's
just be like, you're
yeah,
subverting it, and you can be like, yes, yes,
of course that was the whole
of course
plan.
we do. Because it's like the Fae seems to be physically structured and move with narrative structure of
um,
individuals,
yes.
which doesn't
So
make any sense out loud, which is why I'm struggling with it. But it kind of also does. Like I'm sure it
yeah,
does.
yeah, um it's tough to explain and I don't want to explain. I'm sure that
Yeah,
later down the line I will be able to explain it.
yeah,
But yeah, it's not important right now. Um but
yeah. I made my Fae real simple. If you walk far enough north, it's winter. If you walk far enough south, it's autumn. Like that was my ruling. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
I
my
was like, yeah,
phone just felt
they'll
really
figure
hot
that
in my
out.
pocket. I've made a 15-minute recording. What the fuck?
And it's caught
I was like,
fire.
genuinely, it felt like my like
You're
phone was
recording this on your
so.
phone.
Yeah, how have you been recording this?
I've not been doing it via phone call.
I was like, oh my god, my phone is so hot. What is going on? I pull it up and it says 15 minutes elapsed. I was like, what the fuck?
It's been recording you
Sorry,
and it's
sorry.
been getting warmer and warmer.
That's what the fuck?
Technology
What?
shouldn't heat up. I understand energy creates energy, blah blah blah, fucking nerd shit.
I
Why is
just
it
made a
warm, dude?
I just made a 2 GB video. No wonder my phone was
Of
warm.
your pocket?
Yeah, and this podcast.
Bro. That's that's
What the
that's an
fuck?
A24 movie right there.
That's that's so dumb. That's so dumb. That shouldn't be a thing. Anyway,
If you
sorry.
film for long enough, it catches fire.
Yeah, what a great little bit. Probably because it's trying to find space for the 2 GB video I'm creating.
It's going, this is his visionary masterpiece. We must make room.
This video is going to be as big as Hearthstone. Like, what the fuck?
I hate my phone.
Oh,
My phone, every time I turn it on, is like, you have a new voicemail and you're running out of space, and you should update me. And I'm like, none of those things are true.
false.
All
Stop
of those
sending
things are
me
lies.
crap. See how easy it is to stop talking about role playing games?
Hey, again, it's a springboard
It is
for
a
us to
springboard.
chat shit.
Yes.
I
And
think
maybe
that
light myself on fire.
I think we should write some prompts for how you twist a thingy. How
Okay,
you twist a
let's
thingy.
do
Oh boy.
let's do a call and response, also known as a conversation.
God, I've
Uh,
never. I'm back in therapy, baby. Let's go.
give me a what? How does that make you feel? Give me a give me a story. Give me like a nursery rhyme or like a nursery rhyme,
Oh,
like a
now I
fairy
want to
tale.
do the goddamn dish run away with the spoon. Three blind mice
Oh my god, that's a tough one.
or Chicken
um,
Little.
Chicken Little's aliens. That shit writes itself.
It's fucking aliens, man.
Chick.
Let's go with Little Red
Oh,
Riding Hood. That's the one that you said.
no, I've already done Red Riding Hood. Why am I struggling with Three Blind Mice? Maybe this tabletop doesn't work. Oh fuck.
Three blind mice feels doable. I think you're dealing with giants in Three Blind Mice.
Yeah.
I think what you're dealing with is like you're the society of woodland creatures, you know,
Okay.
and the blind mice are just like rat folk
Mm.
that tried to steal from a giant,
Oh, okay.
and the giant blinded them,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
made them
I
mutilate
didn't.
them, tied all their tails
I
together.
I was wondering if you were going with because the second line of Three Blind Mice is see how they run. I was like, oh, you mean like how they run a society? This is gonna be an
Ooh,
interesting.
see how they run the whole
Yeah,
world.
like it's yeah.
Who run the world? Mice.
But then is the farmer's wife the giant's wife who cut
Yeah,
off
I
their
think so. Yeah.
tails with a carving knife?
See, now I'm doing the thing where it's like now it's also Jack and the Beanstalk because it's
Mm.
all giants are the same.
Yeah.
A gap.
Ake.
But like you could do that. You could be like all the giants are the same. And they're like
Mm.
Jotnar. And you do the beanstalk and the blind mice at the same time. You could. You
You
could do
could.
that.
You absolutely could.
But why?
Why? That's a good point.
Three blind mice? Build a ramp, you know?
Hmm.
Better.
Build a.
What would you give a mouse as a guide dog? Question. Like a louse? Or is a louse is too small?
Oh yeah, no, I like that. Like a what? Yeah. I actually, Erin, my partner, kept isopods for a while.
Kept isopods?
Yeah, you can get little. This is gonna blow your mind. They have different
I love wood lice.
species.
I know they do. Like pill bugs.
Yeah, but like there's like different. There's like Dalmatian isopods.
Huh? Sick.
So there are different
Sick.
types of isopods that have different kind of like patterns on them. I'm gonna show you Dalmatians first. Do you know what the second type is called? And I know exactly what you're gonna say. The second type is called milk cow.
Milk cow.
And this is what a milk cow one looks like. Go on, say your joke. I know what you're thinking as soon as you look at these two.
Is it the same fucking thing?
Say what you will, but those two look a bit similar. How about rubber ducky?
Yo.
No, they don't all look the same.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Are you back in?
I'm
Are
back
you
in.
back in?
Milk cow wood louse. That's so funny.
Yeah, they're called dairy cows. But then you get rubber duckies, and it's cool again, and you're so back. We are so back.
Rubber ducky
I
is sick.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever talked about reptiles before on here. I have reptiles, and one of the things for one of my lizards is that you can create a cleanup crew for them. So you have live insects that like run around inside the tank that like eat their poop, so you don't have to clean up after them. They just like have a little ecosystem that like cleans everything. And if you put the isopods in at nighttime, the lizard just runs around and eats them all and thinks that they're little food, and that's what happened to mine. So he ate £20 worth of
Yeah.
cleaning crew.
And he
So
had
that was
he had
good.
the best time.
It was. I remember the day I put them in. I was like, this is gonna be great, and I see my little lizard walking out from underneath the little log with dirt all around his mouth. And I'm like, you motherfucker! Don't you dare tell me what you just did. It was not a
Yum,
good
yum,
day.
yum, yum.
Oh, I was so annoyed. I was so frustrated.
You should have put half in. I know that's hindsight.
No, but like, I should have. I don't think there were
How
that
do you
many.
stop him from eating them? Because he'll eat.
You put he's diurnal, so I put them in. No, he's nocturnal. So you put them in at day, and then they find like places to hide, and by the time he's awake, they've already hidden, so he won't eat them or find them.
Okay, that's fair. They still have to hide.
Yeah, but they aren't moving at the same time as him.
Okay. And he
Yeah.
follows T-Rex rules.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they absolutely do. Oh my god.
Maybe no, that's unfair. I was gonna say maybe we give that to our lizard folk, but that's really unfair.
That would be tough.
That'd be like reverse super hot.
Oh man, Super Hot was fun though.
I love super hot. The
If you're
roguelike
wondering how
one,
many isopods
amazing.
there were, it's a
You just
lot of
ate them all.
isopod.
He ate each
Um,
of one of them. They gave you a review like it was a Bean Boozled
I was
bag.
it's like one of those coffee posters. I want
Yeah.
to try all of these.
They're like an ice cream van, but for like pill bugs.
Oh man, there's an off-topic thing we said. What one?
Okay,
What one
'cause we're
did
so
you
on
get?
topic. What? Ice cream?
Yeah, you know, like at the van where they had like the big
I did get Mr. Whippies, and then I got Screwballs, and
I
now I'm
wasn't allowed
bored.
screwballs.
Why not? Because I got a
Chewing
rude
gum.
word in them. Wait, you're gonna eat it?
Yeah, I don't think I was trusted to
Is that
not
another
eat.
thing you're allergic to?
No, don't say that like I'm just some bubble boy. Um, no, I was just. I don't think we were allowed chewing gum when I was younger.
You weren't allowed. That's fair.
Yeah, it's just like a thing.
I wasn't allowed those lollipops that were chewing gum. Because I would have
Huh?
eaten them. There were those lollipops that were like 1 millimeter of lollipop and then bubble gum.
Which one was that?
I don't know what they were called, man. I wasn't allowed them. They were contraband.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm boring now. I'm very boring now.
Well,
Can you
what's leaking in your bag?
guess? Can you guess what my what I get? It's the most boring thing on the ice cream van.
Oh, it's not the like strawberry milk one,
Mini
is
milk?
it? Yeah.
No, Sophie got so mad when I guessed that mini milks were their favorite, and if they weren't mini milks, it would be Twister, and I was 100% right. And then we asked someone else, and they also said mini milks, and Sophie went away and cried.
Yeah. No, that checks out. That would have been my first guess, to be honest.
Yeah, they were like, "Is this what you think of me?" Yes. Yes, it is.
Cornetto?
No, I like the lemonade lolly. Nom, 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 nom.
Oh no, really?
Or if it's there, the cider lolly. Nom, 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 nom.
Oh,
Wiltshire man, born and bred, baby. Put Scrumpy on a stick, I'm there. That's science. for white people.
Scrumpy on a stick.
White people think that's witchcraft. You got liquid on a stick and it's Scrumpy. Take all of my money. Take all of my magic beans.
Is this like Buppy?
What do you mean? You know what
Is this
Scrumpy
like-
is.
I don't know what Scrumpy
Scrumpy
is.
cider.
Ah, one of
Ah.
those things I'm allergic
man.
to.
You're from Wales. You can't make fun of how the words my people come up with.
No! You don't- How dare you? What do you think I order? There you go. If you can guess mini milks,
Do you
what do
order
you think?
do you order the SpongeBob?
Yes. No.
Order
Yeah.
the drippy SpongeBobs.
Yeah, the horrible sponge. I would, or I would get the Oreo ice cream sandwich.
Of course. Of
They're
course.
great.
That was on my list. I think my next one would have been, you know, like the one that looks like a big watermelon slice.
Oh
one.
no, I don't like those. I don't like watermelon.
I just think
no,
that
I
you're
would
you're a sucker for like a fun, colourful food.
Twister is also on the list. I do love Twister. Yeah, if I'll send you a picture. If these bad boys were on the menu, oh, it was gonna be a good time.
I saw some
The
people
Ninja
draw
Turtle
them
one.
as if that was like the style guide for an animation. It was
Oh
great.
no.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I
I've
I think that there's a point in my brain where I just stopped eating ice creams that could be construed as phallic. I just like stopped. I wouldn't do it,
I
which
refuse. That's why
sucks.
ice cream sandwich, man. The Oreo sandwich, easy. Also, how
I
disgusting
split
does
it
that
side to
sound?
side and I stick my tongue in the middle. Like, cause I used to like the round tree one, and then I learned that the girls in my secondary school were using that to figure out how far down on it they could go. I was like, I just like the flavor. I thought you were discussing which flavor you liked.
No, I haven't actually seen the round trees one.
It's
Oh
just like, oh.
no.
Yeah, it's just like it's like if the rocket was long.
Yeah, that's not
The Sour Patch
great.
Guy is so funny. Why does he look like that?
I don't know. I bet he doesn't look like that when you order him.
Can you imagine if we had a character right in our game? It's like the Abominable Snowman, and it's just that. It just looks like that.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's
Like
like
the one out
a
of Monsters
radiated
Inc.
blood man. Yeah,
The Monsters Inc. one, it just gives you ice cream cones.
I kept waiting for the like penny to drop with that man. It never does.
I know. I was the same. I was
Like
like,
when
oh,
I
this guy's
watched it, I was like,
evil.
yeah, I was like, oh, in a minute he's gonna try and eat them. Like he's just
Yeah.
setting it up. Nope. Nope.
Who
Also, I
voices him?
occasionally I think that scene's from Shrek. Like if I try and remember that scene, I will as easily put Donkey and Shrek in there as I will Mike and Sully. They're interchangeable.
What? No. Oh, I don't know
I feel
about
like
that.
Shrek. That's a scenario Shrek would find himself in, and I think he'd see himself through it. I've got faith in Shrek.
Voice? I'm trying to figure out who voices the Abominable Snowman in this.
Will Arnett.
No.
My ex used
Joe.
to hate that I knew Will Arnett exclusively as Lego Batman.
I only knew him from.
I get genuinely pissed her off.
I
She's
only
like,
knew
you
him
should
from
watch
Arrested
BoJack
Development.
Horseman. It's great. It's got Will Arnett. It's like, oh, from Lego Batman.
I think I pitched that show to you once, and
Yeah.
I don't know why I did.
Because it was you were like, Will will like this. He's sad, and then you were like, wait, hang on a minute. It's too sad.
It's it's so sad.
Will will like this. He puts himself through awful television, but the awful television I put myself through is the goddamn documentaries about
Yu-Gi-Oh.
the January riots and the Yu-Gi-Oh on
Oh.
motorbikes.
I was gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh on bikes. I didn't know
I
where we were
tried to
going.
watch the Digimon TV series the other day because I have a Digimon now. He died.
Which one? He did no. Didn't you
My,
go like
my,
Nunmon or
yeah,
something?
my Digimon went from a cute little fluffy guy, to a fluffy guy with wings, to a human girl in a nun outfit, to a robot shit emoji,
Oh.
to the same robot shit emoji but bigger, and then it died because I forgot to feed it. And one day I turned on my Digimon and there was just like a computer with the word "rip" on it, and then I keep turning it on and it's still that computer and I can't click any buttons that do anything. So I think I'm gonna leave it like a week and then see if it's woken back up again because it's all about waiting for a certain amount of time.
Has it got
Anyway,
like a thing in the back that you can like put a pin into to
it's
reset
got one
it?
on the front, but it said I was allowed
Oh.
multiple ones
Oh.
because it's meant to keep track of the ones that have died. There
Oh.
goes my hero,
Why is that important?
a shit emoji. So you keep track
A
of which
shit-
evolutions you've done.
Oh my god, it's Professor Xavier.
What?
The guy who plays Professor
Oh my
Xavier
God.
voices the poo emoji, and is
Of
that too
course.
far down the line?
No, I follow. I follow. Have you seen that
Okay.
the villain for the new Deadpool movie is the baby that Charles Xavier killed in the womb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna go down.
It's like I like that character in the comics. I just think it's an easier thing to get away with in a comic book. You know?
Yeah, I can think of so many other people I would have rather see them fight.
I would have liked him to fight his antagonist, but that's just me. I'll never get what I want in superhero movies, and I'll cry about it because I'm an adult man, and that's what we do.
Well, it's just like there are so many other good X-Men villains, you know, like who I think they kind of should have gone for
But
first,
like,
or like a.
I think she's cool. I'm excited for it. I just think it's a very funny choice.
It is a choice.
Also, it's
I
so
don't.
much. It's so much. It's like, oh, he sensed that she was this Navajo spirit in the womb, and so he killed her, and she
Oh
reincarnated.
no!
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
That's not gonna. That's getting changed.
Yeah, they changed it later to be like some uh, mutant evil spirit rather than some indigenous evil spirit.
Yeah, because they just guess. Like they never like read up on these things. They're always like,
Yeah, they're like,
yeah,
oh, it's hoodoo. Cool, man.
yeah. It, it's just the most pig-headed thing. They just like, totem pole. Yes, this made her evil, and they just don't even think about it.
She was evil because she. I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, okay,
Just bleep that whole bit.
okay.
Cool. And we're back.
And we're back. It's yeah.
But yeah, my Digimon died, and I tried to watch that show. That
Oh,
show was unwatchable.
is it that bad?
It's
I
just
like.
hard. It's just a lot to get through, I think.
I no. Is that the poo emoji?
Yeah, and then
Why has it got horrible Mickey Mouse behind
it
it?
turned into this, and I was really excited because I was like, I know that that turns into the king of all Digimon. Because I remember a bit of Digimon lore from like Drawfee episodes. I was like, that evolves into the king of all Digimon, but it died first.
King of all Digimon. Why have they got a hierarchy?
They've got a monarchy.
What?
It
That's
evolves
the
into
one.
him. Turns into that guy. Thoughts on that guy?
Oh my, that is not the king of all Digimon.
Yeah. He sounds like
That's it.
Elvis.
What's he called?
I'm trying to find out. Give me a
Oh
minute.
wait, is it? I've googled king of all Digimon and I got
Which one did you
King
get?
Etemon. It's like a monkey in a cape and a big crown.
Yeah, well, in some of them
What?
he's the
Oh
monkey in the
yeah.
cape, and some of them he's that guy. He is that guy.
I've just seen. I
Yeah,
don't like this.
occasionally he's like a cool. Oh, I say cool for Digimon. But most of the time he is just like a man in a costume.
Yeah, this is a choice.
Yeah. Anyway, so my little monster that I was excited to look after became a little girl that shat herself and then became a shit and then died. So
Digimon sucks. Digimon just sucks.
I
If
don't
this
want.
is your favorite, do
Yeah, actually no. If you
why?
understand it, I'm so impressed.
Oh, I was
I'm
gonna
so impressed
mock
with
that.
anyone who's on like the Pokemon adjacent things. Like if you've got the level of knowledge that a lot of people have about Pokemon, about like Digimon or like Bakugan or something, I'm so impressed that that's the path
Bakugan's a
you
rough
chose.
one.
Like that's the fork in the road you went for. You were like, nah, I'm gonna be a Monsuno kid. Like, what happened to you?
Yeah, that's.
Do you remember Monsuno?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, man. That lasted about a month, and then that stopped working. What a time to be alive. I
I think
love that
Beyblade's the worst one.
capitalism makes innovation. Anyway, Beyblade's not the worst one.
It absolutely is.
It's the worst one for like, this is a monster, because it's not. But it's one of the most fun to play.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Whereas like Bakugan is not fun to play. Bakugan is bowls. You're playing
Yeah, I was gonna
bowls
say
with
it's throwing.
magnets.
It so badly wants to be Pokemon. It's
Yeah. Whereas back at least uh Beyblades is like fun and then they work backwards into monsters. Whereas a lot of the other ones are like, we've got these monsters. What if they rolled onto magnets?
Ugh. That tells me you had them too.
Yeah. Maybe that's how we do our minis.
No.
Roll them
That's how,
onto magnets
if
that
you
pop up.
miss the magnet, you just have to suck it.
Yeah, that's how you land a hit. Is you have to do all of those games. So first you do Beyblade, and then you do Bakugan. So first you spin your token around, and if it's the one that lives, you have to roll it onto a magnet. It lands on the magnet, and then you have to keep it alive for 6 months while it tries to shit itself and turn into a nun. I can't believe
I don't like
my child
this.
joined a monastery and then became a big robot shit.
It's a choice. It's a real choice.
I got the pretty one as well, and then I googled it, and it was like there are two versions of the game. Either you buy one that's brown and it's got cool monsters in it, or you buy one that's like hot pink and blue and it's got shit monsters in it. I was like, I got pranked. I got tricked.
No. What color is your one?
Mine's hot pink and blue.
No.
It's got a system on in it.
No.
It sucks. And I admit I shouldn't be that mad because it is like 3 pixel sprites and the images we're showing on screen are like full illustrations. But I know that's what she's like.
Yeah.
And if someone was like, this is what your child looks like, you'd be upset. I am upset.
I don't blame you.
That's why she died.
That's why she killed her.
Neglect. Death by neglect. She didn't deserve to live.
Segueing a little bit from Yu-Gi-Oh! Do you have any role-playing games you're like excited for?
That I'm excited for? I mean, I want to play, not coming out, but to play. I want to play Root real bad. I don't have my finger on the pulse the way you do.
I'm trying to stay on it.
You know,
it's tough to find them.
I've been too busy looking at that video game about driving a car into a like.
I feel that's good.
Yeah,
it's not
like
optimized, but it's good.
Yeah, I'll give it like 2 months. Then they'll fix the bugs.
That's fair.
Pacific Drive, I think it's called.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Well, just because it looks like Control and I'm on a real Control binge. I don't want to buy the first Alan Wake because I'm like, that looks kind of dull. But the second Alan Wake...
It's on the PS Plus Extra if you wanted to give it a go.
But I don't want to pay for PS Plus Extra. It's the same as buying the thing.
Is it? How much is... Surely it's not that much.
It's lots of money. You walk up to your PlayStation, you put a wad of cash in it like an ATM, and it goes, you get 1 week of PS Plus. And it spits on you.
I'm looking at... Okay. I'm looking at upcoming tabletop games coming out, and it's so exciting.
I can't wait
We've
for
got
the Downton Abbey game. It's going to be Serve. It's going to be a basement serve.
Dungeons and Dragons is coming out in 2024.
Oh my god! I've heard that's good.
Rules for the game we've been playing for like 4 years. That's really cool. I really feel like we needed
a 50-year-old game.
Like
is coming out.
I'm annoyed that they're updating it. If anyone else is playing 5th edition and enjoying it, just don't buy the new rule set. There's no real point in buying it, in my opinion.
I want to have a look at what it's doing, but I admit that most of the stuff I've seen looks like they've made it harder to play.
I was going to say, they're like, we want to make it more user-friendly, and then they're removing all the rules that I like. Like, they're trying to remove depth, in my opinion. Like, they're making spell schools easier to understand. Like, it's 3 schools now instead of, like dunamancy and, like, necromancy and stuff, and, like,
Spell schools are fun because I like to do the thing where I tell you it's divination and then watch as you forget that means it allows you to figure out what something is rather than it's divine. Yeah. And then about 20 minutes later you're like, oh, it doesn't mean divine.
I usually Google whatever the X one is, or like I Google types of spells that divination is as soon as I find out.
I think that the way they should make it similar is when you buy the D&D book, you get a little book of spells. And they're in little chapters, and so you just go, divination. You flip to the divination chapter. Don't even cost that much. It's like a printable.
It's like 3 types now.
Big spell, little spell.
Yeah. What else is coming out in 2024? We got King Arthur Pendragon 6th edition.
I would be interested.
I would be interested, but if 5 editions have gone past me,
And I've
I'm
never heard
probably
of
not
it.
interested in its 6th one. Yeah, feel
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know. I play it
Daggerheart
playing as
is
like
one that I'm.
the Knights of the Round Table sounds pretty sick,
That would be kind of cool.
but also you're like from the past. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I hope it's fantasy past and not like
No, I think it's
historically
like
accurate
it's called
past.
Pendragon, so surely
Wasn't that his
you got
surname?
dragon in the name. Oh, Chaosium is the
It
publisher,
was just
who's
his
the
surname.
thingy. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just what he was called.
Oh, maybe it is just. Oh.
It would suck if it was like be as historically accurate as possible.
Oh no, it says it's high fantasy.
Yeah. I hope it's the BBC show Merlin, the
BBC one.
TTRPG.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. There are some weird like there's a Doctor Who RPG.
That's also sounds sick. That sounds really cool.
But like,
I'd run
how
that and
does
no one
that
would know what I
work?
was talking about.
How? Yeah,
Surely
like,
the DM is the doctor and he's just like having a great time and the other companions being like, I don't know what's going on.
well, that's the thing is it's the Avatar role playing game issue where it's like you've already explicitly said there's only really meant to be one. So
Yeah,
everyone else is playing as sidekicks, which is a huge issue in role playing games.
yeah. It's like when you've got a bad person at the table, they're
Yeah,
making you feel like a sidekick. Or a DM that's struggling to balance the story, I guess.
it's yeah. Something else coming out in 2024 is Daggerheart, which is Crit Roll's solution to D&D. Why does it need a solution? You've been playing it for years. As much as you
Yeah.
don't like it, you've made books with them, and you've been playing this system for ages. And if this system is in development or is done and ready to publish, why are you making a campaign in a different play your system? I know they released a horror one recently that apparently was interesting. I don't know. I didn't hear very good things about it. But that's from like a neutral standpoint of like I know people who are quite
Not a
big
neutral standpoint.
crit point for
You hate Matt Mercer.
I
You
do
hate
not
him.
I don't like him. But I'll give his works a chance. I bought the Taldore campaign setting and that has some fun ideas. But I think him going on like a show with two other DMs and being like, yes, my setting is never finished. When he is publishing a book, yeah, don't ask for money for a system that you don't think is finished. If you don't think that your setting is finished, don't sell it.
Yeah, I don't think I think my setting is forever expanding, but I wouldn't try and sell it to someone.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like, if they're constantly like, oh, don't play our characters, don't like write your own stories. Why do you want to play in our stories? Also, here's a stat block for all of the characters from the first campaign, and here is how you would play in our campaign, and here are all our NPCs. Like, shut up.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
I'm trying to be neutral, and you've ruined it.
You're not neutral. You're going. I
I'm
think this is
trying to
bad.
be.
I
I
like
don't.
that he was Deadshot and Pedophile in Overwatch. I think that's fun.
Oh yeah, in Overwatch. Oh god. There's a role playing game called Wilder Feast. That's probably gonna get cut. There's a role playing game called Wilder Feast, which is about trying to hunt and cook monsters.
Oh,
That sounds cool. It's very like Monster Hunter style. That sounds awesome. This is the art. I think you'll like this a lot. It's a bunch of people fighting in like a frying pan. I think that's fucking awesome. I love that.
it's very fighting food dogs. That is fun. I'm back on board. I was kind of
I'm
like
back in.
grossed out by the concept, but it's kind of fun.
No, it's got like a very triangle agency, which is like SCP. Sounds really cool. I'm actually really excited for that. It's like
Sick.
Control and the X Files. So like, it's us. It's the thing we've been wanting.
That's true. That's true. I will probably run an SUP thing at some point. I
Yeah,
started
oh
writing stuff
please.
for my main campaign. Like every other sentence, I was like, I sound like I'm fucking just ripping off Control.
No, but it works. It's being inspired is not ripping something off.
Oh, that's cool.
Eat the Reich has just been shipped for me. That's something else
Yes,
that's mentioned. I'm very excited for that. That
yes.
looks fun.
It's the thing me and
I
Carl have
know.
in common. Biting Nazi.
Yes. It's such a I love over the top like kind of campy systems like that, like the just something that just picks an idea and just like dials it as far as it can go to just be like, yeah, you're like British soldiers, but you're vampires, like dropping from metal coffins from like airplanes into like the starter scenario is that you crash a Nazi wedding in coffins and like four bombshells drop in the cathedral and no one freaks out because the bombs don't explode, but someone in the room realizes like they're metal coffins, they're not bombshells, and they start to open, and that's your players. It's so cool,
That's
so
sick.
fun. It's such a yeah, it's so good. It's great.
That's
I
very
really
cool.
want to, yeah, I really want to try that out. That seems a lot of fun. Um, what's that other? There's the Electric State is coming out the end of this year. That's a really fun one. I'm very excited about. That's you play in a post-apocalyptic ish setting where everybody has become obsessed with virtual reality and like stuck their heads into these machines that kind of like they don't want to leave because the actual world around them is kind of sad, and you and a few other people have chosen not to, and the whole premise is that you go on a road trip across the states in America to try and like find a solution to your problem. So you all write problems and why you're on the road in this car together, and you push through the states. It sounds so fun. I love the idea of it. I missed the window to kickstart it, and I'm really annoyed about that because I really wanted to try and get on that one early.
Sounds very cool.
But yeah, it's very funky, very fun. It's the same artist who did Tales from the Loop, so the art is gorgeous. It's very fun. I like it a lot. There's I'll send you some art. This is the one that Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown are going to be voicing on
Oh,
Netflix. That I'm going to watch anyway, and I'm just going to be a bit annoyed
Garfield
about it.
himself.
Yep, Garfield and the woman from Curse of the Were Rabbit are going to be in this. I like can't wait.
Do I kill the boys? Get the Millie Bobby Garfield route.
Millie Bobby Clown. I'm oh man. Why would you adapt it like this? I was so
Money.
excited. Money, 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 money. I was so excited. It's that I like the art a lot. This is a frame from the Electric State, and it really confuses me because it doesn't match up with any of the other one, but it also gets me
Oh,
really excited. Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I
Maybe
need
it's
to
like
read the
a,
books.
it's an anomaly, like a sulfur pool.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gotta be. But yeah, I really like the look of it. The TV show is being filmed near some like fans, and they've been like hunting down the sets and like taking pictures, and they look really accurate. It looks very cool.
Hell yeah!
There's a another one. His
I love when
next
things like
book
that
is
done well. Like, because you can do it so bad so easily, you know.
yeah. As soon as you try and change the source material, like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Just stick to it, and you're gonna like you're. It's nice to just see art get adapted into like like sets. So when it's done well, it's nice. When you try and subvert it, it's just going to be disappointing. No, there's his next book is about like a liminal space. It's called The Labyrinth, and I'm very excited for that to hopefully get turned into a an RPG. I like liminal spaces. It's currently a bit over saturated, that market.
Yeah, yeah. But again, I just play Control, so I'm like, yes, liminal space. Be an impossible building, please. I love when the building isn't possible.
There's some art from The Labyrinth.
The artist is so cool from the stuff you've sent.
He's great. Like looking at the backgrounds, looking so like I don't know, just like the up close parts being so like painted. It's great. I can't voice it well enough, but I love it.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, very funky.
exciting things on the way.
Yeah, it's looking like a good year for role playing games for the most part. I'll cut that bit where we complain about a new one coming out. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I want more stuff to dig into, and it's there's a lot going on. There's a lot of really fun stuff.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think across the board, there's like new good games coming out. So I think the kind of
Yeah,
failings of a lot of movies so far looking quite bland.
yeah. I haven't really seen any movies I'm really excited for. You
So
know.
it's gonna be an alright year for tabletop.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully, just going up. Hopefully by within the next 3 or 4 episodes, I should have some information on Eat the Reich, and will maybe have played it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, very exciting. But, any other final notes? Any other thoughts?
Um, honestly, no. I'm just excited for a lot of those like ideas. I want to control tabletop now,
Yeah, that
so I want to play that
Triangle
triangle one.
Society. That
Yeah,
let me get some stuff for that. Let's talk about that a little bit because I don't really want to not talk about that because I talk about Simon Stalenhag stuff so much that I really need to you know I need to talk about other things.
yeah,
Triangle Agency. Sorry, the Triangle Agency. There we go. The art kind of reminds me of Die.
yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh yeah, a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I can
see what
see
I
what you mean.
mean?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. It seems very interesting. I'm and
It's
we've
like
missed the
like
I
pop
have a
color, Lovecraft, but colorful.
yeah.
You have a
I have
complaint, right?
I have a
Like, we'll
complaint.
end on a complaint.
Kickstarter, what the hell? Like
Hardly
why
know it.
are windows for development projects so short? Well, you might have an answer to this. What is that about?
Because they pitched the budget so low, right?
The budget for Triangle Agency was how do I find it? It's not even on the page. Um, I don't know where their goal is. Doesn't look like it was on here, but they reached $379,000.
Yeah, but if their goal was much less than that, then they were gonna advertise a much lower development window. You know.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay, so it's
they've got art and stuff like they're a lot of the way there.
hmm.
I don't know. I don't know specifically, but I agree. Give artists more time to make the thing.
Yeah, that's very true. I was gonna say because the Stalenhag one that I was just mentioning was set in I think it was like November last year. And it's coming out November this year. So like they've been given like a full year after the like funding section to actually get some
As
stuff
they
out.
should.
Yeah,
Things
yeah,
take
yeah,
things
exactly.
take time, you know.
Things take a lot of time. Oh, I think it's a D4. It's a D4 system. So you use the triangle dice. That's very fun.
Yo, very nice, very nice.
Smart. Oh my god.
And on that
Oh,
vague
wait.
complaint,
I have one final note. Oh my
you have
god.
a final note.
I think the man himself is in this game. Kermit the Frog as a gardener.
Huh? Huh?
But he looks like he's in like a weird flesh thing, so I'm kind of
I love
scared.
him.
I love this. I love it. Go and check out the Triangle Agency. Oh my god, this looks awesome. There's rats. Oh, this looks great. This looks great. There's a thing called the Absence, which is a cat made out of missing cat posters.
That's cool.
Oh, it's
What a cool
great.
idea.
click and play the demo. Oh my god, there's a free demo.
Right,
Oh, I love
before
this.
Kyle buys something,
It's
let's end
free.
the
It's
episode.
free.
Thank
Go
you
and go
for
check this out.
listening.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
for
for
listening.
listening.
Go check out that thing
Yes.
and have a nice week.
Yeah, enjoy your week.
Bye bye.
Bye.